What does the black stone of Mecca really hide? What if a stone, buried in the walls of the Kaaba, came from another world? Since the dawn of time, Al-Hajar al-Aswad has intrigued. A stone, black as the darkness of the cosmos, embedded in the sacred walls of the Kaaba. The ancients say it does not come from earth, that it crossed the heavens, carried by angels, to be entrusted to Adam and then to Abraham. Others claim it holds a power, a memory that it absorbs the sins of those who touch it. It was supposedly white before turning black under the weight of human sins. Fragments glued together, forgotten attacks, secrets never revealed. But where does it really come from? A simple rock? A fragment of paradise? Or the best-kept secret in the Holy Land? Is it simply a sacred symbol, or the last vestige of an invisible world, of a forgotten divine message, guarded by the centuries and protected from all? What you are about to discover could forever change your view of the Kaaba and of our world. Welcome to the mysteries of the Black Stone, Al-Hajar al-Aswad. The origin of Al-Hajar al-Aswad and its mysticism. Al-Hajar al-Aswad, or the sacred black stone, contains much mysticism that one cannot imagine. When the Prophet Sidi Ahmed was asked, "Where did the stone of Al-Hajar al-Aswad come from?" he replied that this stone came from paradise. Many Muslim exegetes have attempted to provide an explanation for the existence of this sacred stone. The Hakikat Muhammadiyah, for its part, offers us an explanation that situates it within a mystical organization that has existed since its beginnings. Before it was brought to our Sharada world, the sacred black stone was in two parts. The first part was in paradise, and the second was in the Kaaba world. When the Prophet Adam found himself in the earthly world, Allah sent the angel Jibril to give him points of reference in our world. Thus, Jibril was instructed by Allah to fetch the part of the black stone from Al-Hajar al-Aswad that was in paradise. He placed this first part of the stone where it is now. It is visible from the southwest corner of the Kaaba. When the Prophet Ibrahim also arrived on earth, Jibril received the new injunction from Allah to fetch the second part of the stone that was in the Kaaba world. Then, by his power, he united the two parts into a single stone. It is this reality that allows mystics endowed with spiritual power to enter the stone and realize that there is a room containing all kinds of vegetation that can be used to welcome and restore the people of paradise. It is this part of the stone that Jibril brought back from paradise. The second part that Jibril took from the Kaaba world has always existed. It contains the light of the Prophet Sidi Ahmed, the mystical essence of Malaya Sheikh Ahmed Tijan Cherif, Katmiya and Katmaya of the Prophet, but also the mystical essence that is part of the soul of Imam al-Mahdi. These three lights that have a reality emanating from the Gaib side in the spiritual realm are all stored in the sacred black stone. It is for all these reasons that the Prophet Sidi Ahmed, during his lifetime, used to kiss Al-Hajar al-Aswad. If it was just any stone, it should be known that Islam strictly forbids idolatry. It is because of the reality contained in the stone that the Prophet told his companions that Al-Hajar al-Aswad is the right hand of Allah and that kissing the sacred black stone was tantamount to kissing the right hand of God. Some have claimed that the sacred black stone was actually white at its origins, and that it was by absorbing the sins of humans that it became completely black. The reality is that the first part that Jibril took from paradise was completely white, but the other part, which came from the Gaib world and was brought by Jibril at the time of the Prophet Ibrahim, was completely black. This last part, which dates from the time of the Prophet Ibrahim, containing the light of the Prophet Sidi Ahmed and the mystical essences of Malaya Sheikh Ahmed Tijan Cherif and Imam al-Mahdi, has always been black. It is this original black color that spread throughout the stone when Jibril joined the two parts. Currently, the entire stone is black, but reddish stains can be seen on the part of the stone that was once white at the time of the Prophet Adam. It is for all these reasons mentioned above that the stone is given mystical importance. There was a time when the stone split in two again, the part from paradise separated from the part from the Gabe world. It was from this moment that the Meccans decided to protect the stone in a silver frame and to display only a very small part of it. This is what we see today during pilgrimage periods. Relationship between Imam al-Mahdi and Al-Hajar al-Aswad. All these explanations highlight the relationship that exists between Imam al-Mahdi and Al-Hajar al-Aswad. The sacred black stone is a mystical organization beyond compare. The day the Prophet Sidi Ahmed kissed the black stone for the first time, he reclaimed the light that had been there for millions and millions of years, from the Kaaba world until his arrival on earth. Al-Hajar al-Aswad has had many stories. It posed a problem after a fire that occurred in Mecca and the reconstruction of the Kaaba. At the time, each tribe claimed the right to replace the stone in its exact place where it was located before the fire, which could propel to a higher rank the tribe that had earned this right. It was at this time that the Prophet Sidi Ahmed, then aged 35, an age that contains a mystical side, took the stone that he placed in the middle of a white cloth and asked each member of a tribe to grab a piece of the cloth and go together to place the stone in its original place. Malaya Sheikh Ahmed Tijan Cherif, also 36 years old, went to Mecca to recover his mystical essence and upon his return, began to carry out his mission. Similarly, Imam al-Mahdi will also have to, at the age of 36, retrieve his mystical essence, which is part of his soul and has been in the Kaaba world for over 700 million years, in order to begin organizing his future mission. Many followers of Sufism have encountered this mystical essence of Imam al-Mahdi. The journey that Malaya Sheikh Ahmed Tijan Cherif initiated to Mecca for Muhammad Ghali was for this purpose, and it was even there that the latter met Al-Hajj Omar Foutiyu Tall. All of this falls within a mystical framework, therefore, which goes beyond a simple earthly aspect, linked to the 5 pillars of Islam. Imam al-Mahdi will have to retrieve his mystical essence on the day of Arafat, as he was instructed. This organization will take place on that day at the place where he will stand on Mount Arafat. Angels will accompany a light from within Al-Hajar al-Aswad, containing the mystical essence of the soul of Imam al-Mahdi, and will introduce it into him. This is contrary to what many believe, that the mystical essence of Imam al-Mahdi will come out of the black stone itself and will enter the physical body of the holy man once the latter sees Al-Hajar al-Aswad. The other reality hidden in the recovery of his mystical essence is that Qadir, whom most scholars consider a saint, is in truth also a walking mystical essence. He continued to travel the mystical circles of the proponents of Haqiqah, well after his meeting with the Prophet Moses. Qadir, who draws his knowledge from Ilmul Ladunyi, has a place in Hajar al-Aswad. On the day of Arafat, Qadir will also enter Hajar al-Aswad to melt and become a light that the angels will take along with the mystical essence of Imam al-Mahdi to introduce them into the latter's soul. Qadir will therefore continue to live in the soul of Imam al-Mahdi, and his life will end at the same time as that of the latter. Mystical relationship between Al-Hajar al-Aswad and the Kaaba. Regarding the mystical aspect of Al-Hajar al-Aswad and the Kaaba, it should be noted that the Kaaba emits 2 different energies, each of which is light. Among these 2 energies, one comes from the part of Al-Hajar al-Aswad that was located in the world of Gabe, and the other from the part located in paradise. In addition to these 2 energies that come from Al-Hajar al-Aswad, there is another, which is also a light, but which comes from Bayt al-Mamur. Bayt al-Mamur directly overlooks the Kaaba and is located in the world of Gabe. The light that comes from Bayt al-Mamur covers the Kaaba, continues its journey, infiltrating the various earths, and ends its journey until it reaches Nun, the fish that supports the 7 earths. In a mystical vision, which the saints endowed with power can have, this energy coming from Bayt al-Mama resembles water that is poured on the Kaaba. This energy coming from Bayt al-Mama and which descends towards none meets the two other energies that release Al-Hajar al-Aswad, and one of which comes from the Kaaba side and the other from paradise, which in turn rise towards Bayt al-Mama. It is for this reason that birds and even other animals die, if by misfortune they encounter these energies, which is not the case for man, who can resist the power of these energies because Allah, by His grace, has shaped him so that he does not suffer any inconvenience when encountering these lights. The meeting of these three energies is also dangerous for our current technology, such as airplanes, surveillance drones, and this can be verified with the people who are in charge of aerial surveillance at the level of Masjid al-Haram. Their drones are disrupted by this energy when they fly over this location, and their technical capabilities diminish. This reduction in capacity, linked to drone technology in this very location, is due to another mystical phenomenon. The Kaaba also emits a sound that interferes with the drones. This disrupts these devices to the point that their technical capacity for sound and image transmission diminishes. This sound emitted by the Kaaba is an energy that comes from the Hajar al-Aswad. This entire organization surrounding the Kaaba and the Hajar al-Aswad is part of a mystical aspect that is not accessible to everyone, and which is common to all sacred places. Thank you for your attention, and see you soon on your channel. Les causeries en français du mardi.